Hey everyone, what's going on? Back for another review of Animal Kingdom. Bam bam. Alright, this is Animal Kingdom, Season 1, Episode 5, Flesh is Weak. Let's get into it. Okay, so we open up with Darren. Darren, he is skateboarding around the neighborhood with his friends, and he's having a good old time. And then he stops at the pier and he just decides, you know what, I'm gonna jump off this pier into the water. And that's what he did. He jumped into the water and he's having fun. He's like, yeah, wow, yeah, man. And then you see Adrian. Adrian's looking like, ugh, Adrian looks disgusted at Darren. Like, ugh, okay, whatever. And so, Darren, he just got done surfing with his friend, and Baz is waiting for him. So, Darren, wait, what? Answers his phone to find out what? What we do? Okay, I must have typed something wrong, but Baz is there, and they get into a discussion that he found out that Baz caved in because Baz is a snitch and Baz doesn't want to disappoint Smurf. So, he wants to be in her good graces, okay, because he doesn't want to cross her because he's scared what's going to happen if he does cross her. He told her last episode that both, Baz and Craig, both of them, they did a job in Mexico and cleared some drugs. And then he also told Smurf that Pope, Darren, and Jay both did a job too. So Baz is a snitch. Okay, Baz snitched and he told Smurf everything. And Darren's pissed at him. And then Baz tells him, hey, Smurf has more jobs lined up for us. Darren was like, man, you know what? So is this what's gonna happen? We're gonna have to work on Smurf's time, okay? He's sick of it. Darren is over it. And as I told you guys this in like the beginning of the episode, the beginning of the series that I started um, reviewing Animal Kingdom. Throughout the seasons, Darren has always kind of been that guy. He wants to get out. Darren wants to be legit, but it keeps bringing him back. The money keeps bringing him back. The thrill keeps bringing him back. Just everything about what this family does. He likes it, but he wants to be legit. But, he wants to be his own self and he wants to do his own thing. But, you know, that's always been Darren. So it's like for him, he's just sick and tired of Smurf telling him what to do, how to do this, what to do here, what to do there. Like Darren is just over Smurf. And so back at the house, Smurf, Baz, and Pope, they're discussing job options. Okay, we can, hit the shipping containers. Oh, shipping containers, that's not cool. All there is just cell phones and, stuff like that. Okay, then maybe we could rob a pharmaceutical. What? So, Craig, you could be around a whole bunch of drugs trying to rob a pharmaceutical? Okay, how about we rob a bank? Pope just did 6 years for a bank robbery. Why do you want to do another bank robbery? Like, come on now. So, like, they're just trying to weigh out different options of what jobs to hit. And so Darren's name comes up. And Baz was like, yeah, I talked to him earlier. He's just over it. And so to them, it was like, okay, it's just going to be a matter of time before he comes back. He just needs to clear his head and then he'll come right back home. So they get a buzz at the gate and it's Nikki's dad. His name is Paul. I say he looked like Johnny Knoxville. He does look like Johnny Knoxville. But Paul, he comes to the house and Smurf introduces herself. He's pissed because, Nikki has been lying to her parents, saying that she's been staying at her friend's house, but come to find out that her friend said that no, she has not been here. So come to find out, well, they kind of like just did, you know, canceled out their options and come to find out that she has been spending the night at the Cody's house with Jay. And he's not feeling it. But then Smurf, she tries to act all like, you know, oblivious to everything. Like, oh my gosh, I did not know. I thought that she would told you guys. And if I thought it was okay, I am so sorry. It is my fault. I think we need to exchange numbers. I think we need to exchange contacts in case any of this ever happens again. And so she invites Snow to dinner, invites Paul's family over to dinner. So Baz and Craig, they tell Pope, because Pope didn't know this, but they tell Pope about Darren's little trip to Belize. He was in Belize for like 5 weeks because he just got sick and tired of, everything with Smurf, and he just left abruptly. And so Smurf tells them, hey, we're gonna have dinner. Craig was like, I'm out. Pope was like, I'm gonna go look for dinner. So it's just Baz and Jay who are gonna stick it out for this dinner. Um, but then Pope, he says, basically, I'll bring Darren home. Um, Darren and Adrian, they're getting done surfing. And this guy that Adrian, sorry y'all, I'm watching the game. It's the Rams against Green Bay. I'm going Green Bay. Okay, so Darren and Adrian, they just got done surfing. And Adrian sees a guy that he, has met before, and they, hug it out. Hey, what's up? How's it going? And so Darren's getting a little jealous of Adrian and this guy. And so he is giving this guy a hard time. He's busting this guy's balls, just trying to be a smartass to the guy that Adrian is talking to. Okay, he's jealous. Pope, he arrives to Darren's house. It's a pigsty. And he's like, man, I gotta clean up after this. He starts cleaning up stuff. And then Pope, being weird, he just doesn't leave. No, he just takes a chair and just sits facing the door, waiting for Darren to come home. Because Pope doesn't have anything else better to do, okay? So we're just gonna do that. um, Nikki, she's like all not excited about her dad and her family. Like, oh my gosh, they are just so boring. It's like, I just feel like this dinner is gonna be so stupid. Whatever. Like, I don't want to do this. Baz comes in because Smurf wanted Catherine and Lena to be part of dinner, but Baz lied, and Smurf knew, and he was like, "Yeah, Lena came down with a cold that Cat had." Basically, just lied. Smurf and Cat don't like each other. It's already been established right then and there. So, Craig Craig goes to checks on Ren. Ren just got out of the hospital. She sits down and she was like, I know who did it. Craig looked like he was about to shit a brick. Craig looked like he was about to shit a brick because he thought Ren was about to say him. No. She was like, it's this guy named Sage, alright? And so she tells Craig, make sure that he does not walk again, okay? And we're gonna get this son of a bitch, okay? But Craig looked like he was about to shit a brick, okay? Um, at dinner, Paul, he's talking about Baghdad, and then he's talking about these, crates and all this stuff. Basically just going on about army stories or whatever. You know how people in army go. They just go on and on and on about army stories, okay? Um, and Baz is just, trying to butter Paul's biscuit, alright? He's just chiming in whatever, just basically trying to just get on Paul's good side. Basically, that's what Bass is doing. So is Smurf. Um, Darren, he decided that what, I'm gonna be a stalker tonight. I'm gonna be a stalker tonight. That's what Darren was like. Darren woke up that day, and he was like, you know what, I'm gonna be a stalker, and I'm gonna stalk Adrian. So I'm gonna go to where he's at. He's at this, restaurant. So me being the stalker that I'm decided to be today, I am going to park my car far away from the restaurant so I can get a clear view of Adrian and the guy that he's talking about. So that's what Darren did. Darren was a stalker, and he saw Adrian and the guy walk out of a restaurant together. Okay, cool. So after dinner, after dinner, Smurf questions Jay. She was like, you've been checking your phone like a whole bunch of dang on times throughout dinner. Is there somewhere you have to be? And he was like, yeah, I gotta meet up with a friend. can I go? Smurf was like, yeah, you can go. So both Smurf and Bass reflect on the dinner about Paul and everything like that. And then Bass brings up Darren. And basically, it's kind of just like a competition. It's this reoccurring thing that happens with Darren. Darren gets tired of Smurf. He gets tired of listening to her directions. He gets up and he leaves. This is just a reoccurring thing. And I guess it's always a hassle for him to come back home. So it's kind of like a competition to see who can bring Darren home, who has better success of bringing Darren home. Okay, Bass tried to do it, he can't do it. Craig probably done it. Pope, this is Pope's first time, so maybe Pope can try to lure Darren back home. So it's kind of like a competition of who can bring Darren home without forcing him to come home. So Darren, once again, he decides to be crazy and be a stalker. He decides to take a crowbar and break into someone's place. He breaks into the window, goes into the building, and he's looking around. All right, nobody's in the kitchen, nobody's in the dining room. Okay, we're good, we're clear. Nobody's in the bathroom. Looks in the bedroom. Adrian, Adrian's back is facing Darren. Adrian has his headphones in looking at surfing videos. Before you know it, Darren puts Adrian in like a chokehold, like choking him, and they just start fighting. They just start fighting, and then they look at each other, and Darren just kisses Adrian, and they have sex. I'm like, Darren, honey, come out the closet, sweetie. Just come out the closet, okay? It's okay. It's okay. It's accepting now, okay? Well, some people aren't accepting, but some are. Me, I am accepting. Like, just come out the closet, honey. Just come on out, okay? Just come on out the closet. You don't need to peek through anymore. Okay, you don't need to be late. No, you can just come on out, honey. Just come on out the closet, okay? Come on out. So Jay, he's at the exhibit, and Alexa sees him, his science teacher. Okay? And so they're talking about the photos and they're talking about the exhibit. Okay. Darren and Adrian, they get into an argument. Basically, Adrian, like I just said, Adrian calls Darren out on not being happy with who he is. I'm not going to say what Darren said because I don't like that F word. I don't like the F word, but it's him and I think his name was Clint or something. Clint or Grant. Are they gonna, go to the pottery barn and make like a gift or something together? It's like he's just trying to like basically bash Adrian because Adrian's out and he's happy, but here you are, Darren. You're sneaking behind closed doors beating up someone because you're scared of who you are. Basically, that's what Adrian said. You're not happy and you're scared of who you are because of Smurf. You're scared of what she's going to do to you or say to you. And Adrian talks about Belize. He was like, Belize, it was fun. It was simple. That was a long time ago. And just Darren wants it to be simple, but it's really not. Like, apparently what I'm getting from that was that it was just supposed to be like, hey, we're having a fun time. We're here in Belize. We're having this fun time. Like, let's just hang, and if something happens, something happens. It wasn't supposed to turn into something serious, and nobody was supposed to catch feelings, but I'm pretty sure that Darren caught feelings first with Adrian when it was just supposed to be like a simple fling or whatever. Darren caught feelings. So that sucks, and that really sucks. So Alexa invites Jay. Yeah, Alexa invites Jay inside after they get home from after she takes her to her house after the exhibit. So Baz is doing a stakeout and he spots a security guard and he writes down the license plate of that security's car and he writes them down. Jay and Alexa, they talk about college and, talk about his dad. Have you talked to your dad? He was like, I don't even know who my dad is. Okay, girl. And so then she brings up Smurf. And then she brings up Pope, Darren, and Craig and Bass, and his uncles. And he was like, yeah, my Uncle Pope, he just got out, after doing a 6-year stint. And then he said something else. And it was like, okay, Jay, you don't really know this person. Yeah, she may be your teacher, but it's like, you need to, like, shh. Don't tell people too much of your life. Just shut up, Jay. It's like he's talking, but he's not giving like vital like information. Like he's not like spilling the beans. Yeah, my family has robbed this place, this place, this place. They have cash on cash on cash, and he's not spilling stuff. He's just giving like little like he's watching what he's saying, but he's not like giving vital information. And then she puts her hand on his knees, and I'm like, ooh, nope, 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 nope. Put your hand back. Take your hand away. He looks down. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna go, girl. Um, we see Baz running up some stairs, and he knocks on the door. Girl, he drove all the way to Mexico to go be with Lucy. I mean, you got you a whole. Are they married? Are they married? Yeah, this really just hit me. Was Pope and Catherine ever married, or were they boyfriend and girlfriend, and they just had a kid together? I don't know. I don't know, but you got a whole girl at home in California, Pope. I mean, not Pope. Well, Bass. You have a whole girl in California, but you decided to drive probably like an hour, 2 hours, or something like that to Mexico to have sex with your side chick. The length men will go to have sex with whoever. Shocker, right? No. So, Pope, he sneaks up on Adrian and he asks where's Darren is. And Adrian's like, okay, well, he's at the beach. Some waves. Pretty sure he wouldn't miss, riding the waves at the beach. So, Lucy, we get back to Mexico. We get back to Mexico. Lucy, she's questioning why Bass is here. Like, why are you here? Why are you here? You come unannounced, and like, come on now, are you serious? You're lucky that I wasn't in my house because I could have had another man in my bed. Bass was like, what you talking about having a man? What you talking about other men? Where do you talk about other men? Girl, you might want to don't ever say that. And so she was like, does Cat know? Does Cat know about this? No, Cat doesn't know nothing. Cat doesn't know nothing. She don't know about you, Lucy. Okay? And so she was like, why are you here? And he was like, well, Smurf, this and this. And of course, she was like, of course, Smurf. You know what you need to do, Baz? You and Marco, you guys used to do these jobs together. They were your jobs, okay? And he was like, you're right. You're right. And she was like, what, you and Marco, go back together? He was like, no, 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 Marco. I need to start doing my own jobs. Okay, he agrees on that. He's going to start doing his own jobs. He's going to start planning it out. He's going to start doing whatever he needs to make more money his way and not Smurf's way. So Jay is looking at a teacher's bio on Alexa on a school website. And Smurf asked about the exhibit. He was like, yeah, everything was cool. And then she was like, okay, so in the next couple of days, can you go to so-and-so and pick up the rents? They're in a Dropbox, okay? But there's this one tenant. He doesn't like to put his stuff in the Dropbox, so you're gonna have to go knock on his door for it. He was like, okay, cool. So Smurf is doing laundry, and she goes through Jay's pants, and she sees the pamphlet for the exhibit, and she's looking at it, and she sees a picture of this guy in sunset. You could barely see the guy's face. She's like, huh. No, it's about to be 8. Oh, 9. I can't count. But she's looking at the pamphlet and she's like, oh, okay. So she takes it and she puts it in her pocket. Um, Pope, he finds Darren at the beach. And he tells Pope tells Darren, okay, look here, dude, okay, when you're using your sponges, put them out in the sun, okay? The sun kills more bacteria than like anything else, okay? Just do that for me. And so Darren asked him, like, hey, have you just ever thought about, just leaving, going away? Pope was like, yeah, in prison. And he was like, I just need to get away from Smurf. That's it, okay? I need to get away from Smurf, okay? It's just, I need to get away from her. And then Pope asked about Belize. And he was like, it was fun, it was relaxing, and basically Darren just needs to get away. Basically how I see it is that Darren gets overwhelmed with a lot of stuff going on. Like, he just gets so overwhelmed, he gets so stressed that he leaves. And so, like I said, this is just a reoccurring thing that Darren does. And then he asks Pope, do you remember beating up this guy, Wayne something? Pope was like, should I know? He was like, well, I told you to beat him up and you really didn't ask why. So Darren was like, if I ask you to do this thing for me, I'll go back home. And so we see Ren. She pulls up to like a scrap yard or something like that with Greg. And she was like, okay, this is where Sage works. All right. Craig was like, all right, just stay in here. She's like, no, I want to see this. Like, no, just stay in the car. So Craig goes into the scrap shop and he sees Sage. And Craig says, look here, I am just going to give you a black eye. I just need to beat you up a little bit. Nothing serious. Okay, let's just do this. Sage, okay, he grabbed like what is it called? It's not a switchblade. It's not a switchblade knife. It's not that. Like a box cutter. The box cutter. That's what I was thinking of earlier. That's what I was thinking yesterday when I was writing this. Box cutter. Yeah, he had a box cutter. And he just slices Craig across the chest, and Craig is pissed. Craig just said, you know what, this was supposed to be easy, but you just want to do something so difficult, so we have to do this. Okay, dang it, I didn't want to do it, but here we are. He starts beating the crap about it, this dude. He starts punching him and kicking him and everything like that, and the homie's crying. He's like, oh my god. You want to do things the hard way. It didn't have to be like that. And so Nikki is talking about how her parents are such in awe of Smurf. Like, oh my gosh, Smurf is this, Smurf is that. Greg Pope was, dang it, too many people on the show. Jay was like, oh crap, I gotta go pick up the checks. I'll be back. That's what he do. He goes pick up the rent. So Smurf goes to the exhibit and she makes up another fake name and she meets the photographer. She's like, oh, everything looks so good, but do you know the name of this person right here? Seems like I know him. And the photographer was like, no. So Smurf works her charm. You know. You know. On the photographer. Um, Jay, he picks up the checks and he goes to the one guy that Smurf warned him about. And the guy's giving him a hard time and he's threatening Jay, but then Jay, he doesn't listen to him, and um Jay's not sinking low, and that's not what I want to say. Jay isn't taking, no, that's not what I want to say either. Jay isn't intimidated by the guy. The guy was trying to intimidate Jay, but Jay wasn't intimidated by him. So he gets the check. So then Baz, he comes home and he sees Nikki at the pool. Nikki starts talking about her parents, and then she starts talking about her dad's job, and then she brings up this briefcase. She was like, this briefcase has like all this stuff like from work, and she was like, I tried to move the briefcase one time to clean up, and he just freaked out on her. So Pope was like, okay. I mean, Bass. Dang it. Too many people on the show. Too many people. Bass just started doing like some scheming in his head. Like, okay, okay, all right, cool, cool. Um, so Smurf and the performer and the photographer. My brain is not working today. Smurf, Smurf and the photographer, they are performing, how should I say this? They are performing lesbianic performances. But not to the extreme, you know. Y'all know what I'm saying. And so Smurf is just trying so hard to get information on that guy in the photo, but she has to keep on performing these performances to get more info. So Jay goes to Alexa's house and he makes out with her and he leaves. Like, what? So Pope goes to the pier. It's nighttime. Pope goes to the pier and he sees the guy that Adrian has been flirting with. Adrian has been talking to. And so, out of nowhere, Pope tases him in the chest and he passes out. And then we cut to the scene. Pope is driving a boat far away from shore with the guy tied up, zip tied up. And oh, that was a good catch. That was a good interception. That was good. But homie is zip tied, and then they stop in the middle of nowhere in the ocean, and Pope cuts off the zip ties, and the guy's like freaking out. He's like, "Dude, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I don't know what's going on." Pope throws him over the water. And the guy is like, "What did I do? What did I do?" And he's like, "What did I do? What did I do?" Pope was like, "I wish I knew." So this was Darren's favor that he wanted Pope to do for him in order to get back home. And so Smurf, she's at the pool and she's having a flashback. She looks to be like around 10 years old. She's 10 years old and she's swimming in a pool. And once she comes up from the being underwater, there's this guy from the photo from earlier, the pamphlet photo. The guy looking down on her, asking her what her name is. So we get to Ren and Craig, and Ren tells him, thank you for having my back. Most people say they have my back, but they end up just screwing me over. And so she gives him, what was it she gave him? Yeah, she gives him some coke. She gives him some coke as a thank you. Okay, so Adrian, he's pissed at Darren because of what Pope did to Calvin, Clint, whatever the dude's name is. So Smurf wakes up and she sees Darren by the pool. We cut to Pope. He is looking through a gate at a military base in California. So Jay gives her the checks and she was like, I told the guy to give you a hard time. So basically like a test for Jay. So Bass tells Smurf about a job that he has an idea for. And then he sees Pope. And Bass was like, so where's Darren? Pope point to the pool, and that's where Darren is talking to Craig. So Pope finally got Darren here. Like I say, it's kind of like just a competition. It's like this reoccurring thing, and then there's a competition to see who can bring Darren home. And Pope obviously had success bringing Darren home. Okay? So, lastly, we see Alexa walking on the pier. And then we hear her say, detective. It's a detective. And the detective tells her, "Thank you. You got Jay talking." So Alexa is working with the cops to get information on Jay. And she wants Alexa, the detective wants Alexa to wear a wire. Why is there a whole bunch of snitches on the show? So many snitches. My gosh. My gosh. Can anybody not be like loyal and not say nothing? But no. There's always gotta be people that be snitching. For what though? For what? But y'all, that was the last episode. Sorry. I need to cut my fingernails. But yeah, that was episode 5 of Animal Kingdom. Episode 6 will be up. Uh, episode 6 will be up. Episode 6 will be tomorrow. Yeah, because I'll wake up tomorrow, eat breakfast, and then watch episode 6. So, yep, you're going to be getting episode 6 tomorrow. All right, so peace, love. Love you guys. Wow, 33:35. Cool. All right, peace. Love you guys. Ah.